Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little Manchester United news video for you. How are we all doing today? Get in there. It's good to see you. It's good to be back. Obviously, we've been away for the last 3 or 4 days in Spain. Had a very nice time. There's not really been that much going on in regards to Manchester United, surprisingly. No Ollie out, no new manager in, just the same old shit under the Glazers in terms of lack of ambition and just not doing anything about it really at this moment in time. Let's be fair, maybe now is a good time to do it. They didn't. So the situation is we're going into after the international break, obviously with Ollie at the wheel. He is literally at the wheel at this moment in time. He's just come back from Norway. In fact, here's an image of the lad at the wheel coming into training this morning. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, there he is. To be fair, I fucking love Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I still do. But is he the right man for Manchester United? I think the answer to that is probably a resounding no at this stage. But let's see, how he does in the next few games, because he is still the manager, and obviously the Glazers have stuck with him for now. He's going to pretty much have to go on a miraculous run to keep his job, isn't he? Guys, thank you everybody's getting in here. Let me know I'm coming through loud and clear, by the way. Shout out to you all for getting in. What this is about today, we're just going to catch up on the United news. Obviously, we've been away for a little while. Give you the latest news and what's going on at the club, which, as I say, hasn't been too much over the last few days, but there's a few things to get into, and just sort of give you all the latest rundown. So do us a favour at the start of this stream and hit the thumbs up button on it. Give it a cheeky little like. Get involved in the live chat. You only need to be subscribed for 1 minute to have your say, so get involved. And also, if you're on catch-up later, watching it back, get yourself down below in the comment section and also leave a cheeky little thumbs up. Let's be having you. Let me give a few shout-outs to all the legends that are in here, by the way. Jonathan Gallagher, Eddie Otu, some moderator heroes in here. Aaron Walker, Low Fat Mofat, Victor Davies, Verinda, and everybody else. Thank you so much for getting in here. Really appreciate you all stopping by. So, let's get into it then. Ollie at the wheel. There he is. He's still the manager. At this moment in time, it seems like there's a few strong links with replacements for him. I mean, I guess it's just a matter of time, really. There is a very small percentage chance that Solskjaer can go on a good run now and actually turn things around to the point where most people want him to stay in the job and maybe the board want to stick with him beyond the end of this season. I mean, I could see the board sticking with him till the end of the season and probably making a change then if the right candidate just is not available to them right now. Or I could see him sort of faltering, stuttering over the next few games, or if not the next few games, then a few down the line, and eventually getting the sack then. So, I mean, aren't we just prolonging our own agony here by sticking with him? As much as he's a great dude, and as much as he's been a great guy for us over the last couple of seasons, actually getting us decent results, taking us that next level, it seems like it's going to be a little bit difficult for the man. So, it is a big shame. Anyway, coming through nice. Thank you, Eddie O2. Thanks for letting us know. Eddie says, like, Spike. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Hey, Uncaged Squid, Star-Lord, Chris Olwatt, Conor McNabb, Jar Live, Boise88, Aaron Walker, and everybody else. Thank you for getting in. It's great to be back. So, do get involved throughout, by the way. I will be dipping in and out of the live chat, see what you guys think about it. You can always give this stream a share on social media or Discord or Twitter or wherever the hell you want to get it out there as well. That really helps us out. Thank you very much, guys. So, Zidane or Ten Hag? So let me just get into the first bit of news we've got of the day. Obviously, there is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at the wheel. The 48-year-old had been away in Norway last week. By the way, is it me or has Ole Gunnar aged about 5 years in about 6 months? I don't know what it is. Like, it must be just that pressure of that job. Honestly, he does. He used to look like the baby-faced assassin. Now he looks like the leather-faced assassin. I don't know what's going on. No, not true. He's still got a baby face on him, to be fair. But let's be honest, he has aged quite a bit in the job. It's clear. It's like Tony Blair before and after being the Prime Minister. It's like a lot of fucking stresses have taken place. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, he had a week off, obviously, in Norway. He allowed his players to have a week off as well over the international break, but has now been pictured back at the club's Carrington training complex. So he arrived about 7:50 this morning, prepares to lead the side away at Watford, of course, in the Premier League this weekend. In terms of us making a change, doesn't seem like it's going to be happening anytime soon. Solskjaer is expected to be the man to take charge of that Watford game, and certainly maybe even the next few games after that. We got Villarreal, we got Chelsea coming up, very tough games. So it looks like Solskjaer's going to be at the wheel, which is fantastic for him for this moment in time, guys, for this foreseeable future. How do you feel about that? Are you Ollie in at this stage or are you Ollie out? It's a bit of a redundant question, isn't it now, to be fair? I think 90% of people are Ollie out. But let's just get on with it and answer. Let's see what you guys think. Are you Ollie in or are you Ollie out? Right, okay, so it has been reported also that Zinedine Zidane to MUFC is of interest, but essentially, different reports. Romano says that there's not really been any contact between the clubs at all, between Zidane and MUFC, I should say. Other reports say that Man United sort of had made contact with Zidane and failed with any sort of an attempt. The guy just wasn't interested, and maybe United, if Solskjaer was to be sacked, further down the line would go in for a more serious or a proper approach for Zinedine Zidane. But he's got doubts, and they've got doubts about him joining essentially in the middle of the season. So, it might not be the manager to come in right now, but like I say, if Solskjaer was to be given until the end of the season and then sacked off then, maybe Zidane or something like that could be a decent successor then. But if he's not wanting to take over mid-season, or the board and the club are not wanting a new man to come in mid-season, then I guess they won't do it. I mean, they've done it before, of course. Moisey got the sack 8 months in. Louis was given until the end of the season, though, before he got sacked. I don't think they like sacking people mid-season here. But with Solskjaer, if he continues on the sort of run he had before the international break, then he will be sacked imminently. There's no getting away from it. Also, he remains the manager, and there's links to every which other manager out there. Ten Hag, Eric Ten Hag, we'll get into that in a moment. Some new fresh links with him, or some discussions about him at the very least. And then you've also got Brendan frickin' Rodgers, who is one of the favourites to take over as well. So Rodgers, Zidane, Ten Hag, Rangnick, there's a few people out there who are linked pretty heavily to this job right now, should Solskjaer be sacked. So, let's talk about it. So, the Manchester United board have made no decision over the future of Solskjaer, and as of this moment, he'll still be in charge of the Watford game, but situations may change fast. This is the report from Manchester Evening News. Rio Ferdinand has come out and said on his channel, on the 5 channel, he just basically gave his backing essentially to Eric Ten Hag, amid links obviously with the job. So Rio, having his say, and just what did he have to say? This is what he said. He said, for any manager coming into a new club, it's almost likely you've got to show people why you're there immediately. I use Antonio Conte as a good reference point for that. Whenever he comes into a new club, there's no negotiables, and he tells them, this is what's happening, this is what I am, if you're not with me, you can go. I think that's the type of attitude and the type of mentality that separates the good managers from the top managers. You've got to be able to go in there and command a whole dressing room full of egos, personality, characters. That's the job of anyone coming in. Now, I don't know Ten Hag personally, but he's doing a fantastic job at Ajax. Let's remember that Ajax isn't a small club. They're a massive club, the biggest club in Holland. Yes, it's different and the landscape is different, but it's still a huge club. And that he's got to work with, and the expectation levels there are every day are to win. That's something that will be there every day and would be there if he was to come to Manchester United. So, which is a very good point from Rio Ferdinand, really. And, you have to sort of agree with what he's saying about the stylistically, what he's done in terms of just the growth and the development of players, and sort of what Manchester United are all about, and the way that you're going about your football does lend itself well to this guy. And he's absolutely right that this team in particular, with all the egos and personalities that are in it, needs somebody to come in and just kick him up the arse, to be fair, and say it's my way or the highway, get out of my town, son. Ideally something like a Fergie disciplinarian type, but, there's other guys out there, like we discussed. Zidane, I think, is a big ego, a big character that can come in and just say, right, you're shit. It's time to do it my way or get out. You do need something like that. Whereas Brendan Rodgers, for instance, he can't even control a 17-year-old Raheem Sterling. He's getting pied off by him in training. Look at himself, a big Northern Irish mug out there. Raheem Sterling's playing him off as a teenager, mate, making him look awkward. That's not the sort of vibe I'm going for in my manager. Brendan Rodgers, he's too much of a nice guy, a wonderful human being and a technician. But he's not the guy for me. He's not the guy for me in those sorts of terms. So, I agree with what Rio's saying. We do need something like that. This is exactly what we need right now. Solskjaer is not a big ego. He's a friendly guy. He's not a big character. He's not a stern disciplinarian character. United probably do need that. We do need a bit of an Antonio Conte, who's just somebody who's a bit of a Conte, or a Fergie, that sort of type of guy who's just going to be no nonsense, no bullshit, not tolerate any gash. I didn't want Conte, by the way. I'm just saying that type of personality, like Rio said. So, it would be very nice to see that happen if Solskjaer is to be sacked and does fail, which it seems like it's going to be. But your guess is as good as mine as to who's the best candidate for the job. I want Zidane, just based on the few years that he's won things at Real Madrid, a top club with top players, getting them to play top. You know, that's all you can really base it on. I know it's not United, it's not the Premier League, it's not a different football culture. He's just done it there, but it's altogether still very impressive. So I would give him an opportunity. And he's fucking Zinedine Zidane. He's a big ego. There's no bigger personality or character really that could take over from Ollie than him right now. So I would give, it's not really a punt, but I would give it Zidane rather than I'd give it Ten Hag personally, just because I think, yeah, Rio Ferdinand Ajax is a big club, but it's a big club, but it's not anywhere near the size of Manchester United, whereas Zidane's had to deal with that expectation at Real Madrid, arguably the biggest club in the world as well. So you have to say he does fit, even though his managerial sort of history is not that long. What he did in that time is very impressive, that it's almost worth just giving him the go. Plus, just the name of it. But that's whether or not Zidane is the man who's wanting to take the job. That's another big thing. Hey, we got a super chat here. Hey, sorry, guys, we've got a super chat here. I missed it. Thank you very much. Everyone who's getting in here, do leave your thumbs up on it. Do get yourself involved in the live chat. Hey there, Dizzy Red Devil. How's it going? Jonathan Gallagher with a €2 super chat, lad. Thank you so much for getting in here. He says, the players are only interested in money, pig. Yeah, a lot of them are, Jonathan. A lot of them are. I want to say no, but in this current age, think about players like Paul Pogba, who only turns up once in a blue moon. Or think about, Slabbington Maguire, melting it up for Manchester United, yet playing great against fucking San Marino and all these, and Albania and all these guys. Oh, I'll get onto that in a moment, but my goodness me. I agree there's a lot of underperformance, but in the team, there's still winners. There's still hungry lions. For every Harry Maguire, you've got a Ronaldo. For every Pogba, you've got a Cavani. You've got David De Gea. You've got great leaders and great fighters in there. Maybe you could do with a few more, that's for sure. Because people like Fred, Luke Shaw, Lindelof, these guys aren't real true fighters, are they? They're not like down and dirty in the deep waters going to drag you through, I don't think. So I do agree with you, Jonathan. A lot of these guys are just, they're just prima donnas by certainly olden day standards. Thank you for that, Jonathan. Hey, Broken Gazamania says, Brendan's Todger's wonderful technician. Oh, Lewis. Exactly. Who wants that guy in there? Who wants that guy in there, my friend? Really, I don't want to see an ex-Liverpool scummer be Manchester United manager, especially one that's finished below our manager the last couple of seasons, with arguably as good as a team, or, maybe not quite over the last year, but certainly before that, yeah. Charlie Anthony with a £2 super chat. Thanks for getting in here, Charlie. He says, Roy Keane into the end of the season is in need. Give it Keane to end of the season. I like that, to be fair, Charlie Anthony. But again, in terms of like what he's done managerially, I wouldn't say he's necessarily the right man to do the job, but hopefully would kick them up the arse. Hey, the Villa player. How are you doing there, sir? Hope you're doing well. BSOD's in here as well. He comments, hey, bro, hope you had a great holiday. I did. Thank you very much. Just had a bit of gash news, though. Real gash news. So I got a text message literally as about to go live from NHS saying, NHS Test and Trace has identified you as contact with someone who has recently tested positive for COVID-19. You must now stay home for 10 fucking days and isolate. No! What an absolute load of shit! Oh! But anyway, enough about that. So it's pretty annoying. It was pretty costly going away for those few days, guys. Now I've got to stay in for 10 days. Anyway, Dizzy Red Devil, that's really good. So I've got to do a test shortly, actually, my day 2 test after coming back from Spain. And, so I did a test yesterday, by the way, and it was negative. So I've got to do another test today, my day 2 test. And regardless of that being negative or positive, I have to isolate for 10 days. It's not great. It's not great. But anyway, luckily, my job is essentially doing this on YouTube and stuff. So, in all honesty, it's not that bad. I can just stay here, do videos, and do what I usually do anyway. If I actually had to go to an office or something right now, it would be a calamity. But, so it's not as bad as all that, to be fair. But, yeah, it is a bit annoying. Johnny Gallagher with a €5 super chat. Thank you very much for getting in. He says, don't let the players fool you. Things will start off well for the next manager. Fans will turn on the next manager and players will do what they did for Ollie. I mean, if you look at what we've done since post-Fergie, then, yeah, there seems to be a little bit of a pattern here, really. A new manager comes in. There's maybe a bit of an upturn. It all sort of peters out. And then, ultimately, they get sacked, and it's just rinse and repeat. And the Glazers are sort of left being able to use the manager as a scapegoat to a degree. But then, come on now. I think over the last 7 years, now is the point, really, when you look at the squad where it is. that you have to say, well, whoever's in there should actually be getting more out of the squad. You've got fucking Ronaldo in there and Bruno and some of the best players in the world. Pogba is a big name on his day, you know, for France, etc. He's really good. Slabby Maguire's doing it against San Marino, all the rest of it. So somebody should be able to get these players performing better. That is fair. That's not down to the Glazers, to be honest. The Glazers own the football club. The board have their say in regards to some footballing matters and who to sign, all this type of stuff. Of course they do. But ultimately, it's down to the coaching staff, Ollie and the lads on the training ground, to get this team of players, regardless who's in there, whether or not they're world-class or bang average, regardless of that, to get them to perform to the best of their abilities. And I'm sorry to say, but we haven't been doing that, and that is not down to the Glazers or the owners, or that is actually down to the coaching and the system and the manager. You can't really get away from that. I mean, most managers in this league would be absolutely creaming themselves at the prospects of our squad. Luke Shaw was Roberto Carlos-esque last season. Wan-Bissaka's got the ability to be one of the best defensive right-backs in the world. You know, Varane's just come in, Pogba's there, Bruno's there, Van der Beek's there, a great passer of the ball. You've got Matic, still a great experienced midfielder. You've got Ronaldo, Rashford, Martial, Sancho, Greenwood, Cavani. I mean, there's no excuses. I'm sorry to say, Jonathan, but there's no excuses anymore for how we're playing, mate. We're playing like absolute raw shite. And they've given us the players that we got. I just listed you some players there. Most teams would absolutely kill for those players. They're great players. So as much as you're right, and that is definitely the case, and it probably will happen again where they turn on the new manager in a short space of time, it's still not good enough for us at United at this moment in time, and we just sort of have to take an objective look back and go, you know what, we have got good players at the club, and we should be playing better, and even if we had worse players, we should still be playing better and have some sort of identity. Charlie says, Test and Trace never had it, but my nephew had it going off constantly. It's a sign of a waste of money. Oh, it's a complete stupidity, isn't it, my friend? I know. I mean, the only reason I've had to do it is because I needed a COVID passport to go from to a different country. Otherwise, I wouldn't have fucking done anything with the NHS app. You know what I mean? But because of that, now they've pinged me. The coaching, not just Ollie, aren't good enough. We need to go to. That's also spot on, Ryan Martin. How you doing, Ryan? I also totally agree with you, my friend. You know, it's not just down to Ollie. There is obviously other people there in the coaching roles who have been failing at what they're doing as well. Absolutely. You look at how we've been defending. And there's individuals in the team, the players, Slabby Maguire. Let's just get on to Slabby Maguire for a second night, right then, guys. You know, because let's talk about big old Billy Big Bollocks, Slabby Maguire, yeah? Let's fucking get into this. Because it winds me up. This guy, he's playing for England, scores a really nice header against Albania, cupping his ears going, you what, I'm the fucking daddy. And it's like, hang on a second, I totally agree with Roy Keane. He's been a disgrace for Manchester United this season. And definitely doesn't deserve to be wearing the red shirt. Who cares if you can do it for England? Who cares if you actually want to do it for England? Who cares if you're doing it for England against fucking Albania and San Marino? San Marino, a team of fucking bankers and janitors. No disrespect, but they're semi-pro. Slabby Maguire's on 160k a fucking week, cost 80 mil. If he's not running rings around these twats, then there's something seriously wrong. So the fact is, it's so unimpressive to me. I'm so unimpressed. Slabby Maguire, right? It's over manunited.com right now, yeah? Slabby Maguire surpasses... Let me just show you this. Slabby Maguire is now England's all-time highest goal scorer with 7 goals from centre-back. As in centre-back, the highest scoring defender. What the fuck? I mean, that's an atrocity. That shouldn't even be a thing. You know, he scored 5 in 2021. Nice one. Okay, great. Yeah. Against fucking minnows. And it's like, are we praising this? How are we praising this? I'm not celebrating this. I don't care about this. He can't do it for fucking Man United on the weekly. I don't care if he's doing it for England against the minnows. I honestly don't. All it does is piss me off more that he can't fucking do it for Man United. You know, so... as far as I'm concerned, the guy's a mess up. And he's not my captain. I want him stripped of captaincy. It's all of a sudden people are fluffing off Harry Maguire all over the place because he's done the business against Albania and San Marino. Get some fucking perspective, people. He's shit for United week to week. He's a useless melt. Anyway, and also his bloody sister coming out. Look, liking a message here, Daisy Maguire likes Roy Keane for his country versus Harry Maguire for his country. Roy Keane taking a fucking dog for a walk and Harry with the fucking MVP award. Piss off, Daisy Maguire. You fucking what? Roy Keane was an absolute animal for Manchester United. That's what I care about. I don't give a shit about England, to be honest with you, in regards comparison to United. Fuck that noise. Roy Keane for United for his country. What are you talking about? Roy Keane was great for his fucking country, to be fair. Okay, maybe the 2002 World Cup where he fell out with fucking Mick McCarthy, you know, and bottled it, you could say. But other than that, he was a don for his country. Much better than fucking Slabby Maguire for England. Doing it against San Marino. Unbelievable. What is the expectations of us United fans these days? It's a disgrace. He's nowhere near the level of captain for either club or country. Just because you could do it against San Marino or some minnows, it just doesn't impress me at all. Do it for Manchester United. Do it for United, where you're getting paid week to week to play week to week and be the captain of United. Do it for Manchester United. Then we can fucking talk. Man! Anyway, it's so annoying. Look at this shit. Roy Keane for his country versus Harry Maguire. Don't even put Roy Keane and Harry Maguire in the same fucking sentence. Honestly, they don't even deserve to be anywhere in the same fucking sentence for how good of a player they are and for what they gave to this football club. Not even in the same fucking sentence. So, that's so annoying. Anyway, Glazers, tell us how you really feel. Well, you know, okay, I'm very passionate about it. It pisses me off. This guy is literally the captain of our football club, and he's useless for us. He's made a mistake every week this season. And yet for England, he's doing it against these complete bloody C-team, you know, outfits who nobody really should be giving them any credit for beating out there. We beat them 10-0. If you don't beat them 10-0, then that's a failure because they're a team full of bankers. So I just don't understand what we're supposed to be achieving by even promoting or celebrating the fact that he's got fucking all-time goal scoring defender for England. It's just redundant. It's redundant. It means nothing. It's like Harry Kane scoring 4 goals against fucking San Marino and 3 against Albania the other day. Yeah, he's got 7 goals in 2 games. They ain't against anybody good. You know, stick me out there. I'll bag you a couple with the service he was getting. It's fucking redundant. Anyway, so yeah. Jay Garfield, I wouldn't say that. He says her sister seems like a bit of a tart, leeching off her brother's success. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I'd just say that she should definitely not be liking posts like this and making her seem like a bit of a tit. Because let's be honest, if you like a post like this, it basically means you're just like pissing on Roy Keane, who was actually a fucking fantastic player for Manchester United. And obviously she's sticking up for her brother. I get it. I totally get it. Totally get it. But even so, just keep your likes to yourself. You don't need to be liking this post. You don't need to be liking this post, pissing people like me off because your brother's shit at fucking United. I don't care if he's good at England. I don't care if he's all-time goal scorer for England. He's shit for United. Anyway, okay, thank you, Joe. Appreciate that, my man. Hypnosis says, the Kane, true, there's no guidance by the looks of it. Maguire's a terrible United player and the worst captain that I can recall ever having, says Andrew Cos. Great shout, yes, so true. Me too, in my life, I was born in 87. I've grown up watching United since literally, you know, Brian Robson through Keno and Cantona and the rest of it. And it is a far cry from those days when we actually had proper leaders, proper men within the team leading us. I mean, Harry Maguire's just a complete crumble job, isn't he? No-Toes, I just looked up Daisy. I want to keep my chances of marrying into the family, so I hold my criticism, says No-Toes. Well, fair play to you, mate. You know, I can understand that. I mean, look, I'm not criticising her as an individual. I'm just saying it annoys me when people are somehow making out that Harry Maguire's actually good right now. Like, oh, look at this. He's amazing for his country. Piss off. He's not been... Okay, he was actually good in the World Cup and the Euros. I'll give him that, right? I would definitely give him that. He was good for England. He has been good for England, but he's not good for Manchester United. But certainly, just on the back of a game against Albania and a game against San Marino, does not have any basis for how quality he is as a player whatsoever. I'll tell you what does have a good basis of how quality he is as a player, how he performs every single week for one of the greatest clubs in the land, wearing the captain's armband alongside Raphael Varane or Luke Shaw or other top players with great players in the team. That's what I judge him on, how he performs week to week, not occasionally against an absolute supermarket club, you know, basically dog and duck standards. That's pretty much what we're coming up against. Beat them 10-0, so you should. I'm pretty sure if I assembled a team full of my mates, we might not get beaten any more than that or worse than that. How can you? So, you know, it's not that impressive that you've done it against those guys. That's all I'm saying. Slabby Maguire out, guys. Let's get a hashtag Mags out in the live chat. Listen, I don't want to be that sort of person that's hating on your individuals in your team, apart from when I hate them. And I'm sorry to say, I'm down the end of my tether with this guy. He has been awful for us this season, and he doesn't deserve to be the captain armband. I would respect Solskjaer 100 times more if he just came out in the game before Watford and said, by the way, Ronaldo's now the new captain. Slabby's dropped. I would absolutely praise the guy and say, you know what, fair play's actually shown a little bit bottle and cojones there, because he's not the right man to be our captain, is he? I mean, let's have a vote in the live chat here really quickly, guys. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Who would you like to see be Manchester United's captain going forward? Let me know. Is it Maguire still? Is it Ronaldo? Is it Bruno? Is it De Gea? Pogba? Who knows? But it's not bloody Maguire, is it? Let me know what you guys think. Hey, Ismail Lander says, come on, Zidane. Bonjour de France, mon ami. Could happen down the road. You just never know. You just never know. Hopefully, if I hope that it's Zidane. If Solskjaer does get sacked, I hope there would be Zidane. Aaron Homeyard, thank you very much, bro. He says, smash a like for the pig. Yes, there's about 100 of you legends in here. Please do us a favour. Hit that thumbs up button on the video. That helps us out on the old YouTube algo and gives us a boost up there and helps us compete with some of the clickbait melts and corporation channels, etc. So get in there with your likes. Leave a free like. It's free. And also hit the subscribe if it's your first time here. Get involved in the live chat. Have your say. Fozzie Aussie says, hashtag Schmiegel out. Keane was one of the best players we had, says Verinda. Spot on, and a great leader and just a true fighter and somebody that could drag you back into a game. I mean, that performance against Juventus just speaks for itself. Some of the performance, some of the games that he had for us and the way he would put himself on the line and fight his teammates' corner and all the rest of it. He was a great captain. Al-Haji Ibrahim Sal says Ronaldo. Yep. Ezio says Ronaldo or Bruno. Bruno for captain says Jer. Fred says no toes. You what? Captain of what? Captain of being a teddy bear? I don't think so. Bruno or CR7 says broken Gazamania. Absolutely. It's got to be one of those Portuguese magnific duo players, doesn't it? One of those legends. Ronaldo is probably the right candidate because think about his time at United. What was he at United for? 6 or 7 years. It's almost longer than anybody. Obviously, De Gea's been here longer. There, Phil Jones. There's a couple that have been in, longer, but he's more or less the longest-serving United player. You might have to go back into the last decade to find that, but it's still true. He has been at United. He knows the club, and just aside from that, he's been a leader for Portugal, club and country for years. The guy's a proven winner and a proven leader, and there's nobody out there who really you need to worry about less in terms of having the motivation and the tenacity than him. You don't need to worry about Ronaldo. Just because Ronaldo hasn't performed well in a few games this season, it's just so you know, it's nothing down to him. Man, he's clutched us some games. He's done some magic in some key moments where we absolutely needed him. It's definitely not down to him why he's not looked good in some games. It's because he hasn't got any of the service that he's needed and the team's been playing bad behind him. But he is the least concern for me. Like, all you have to do is put Ronaldo on the pitch. You know what you're going to get? You're going to get somebody who's constant threat, that if he's getting the service is going to score goals. I've got no doubts about that in my mind. And in terms of mentality and how he actually approaches the game, there's nobody more professional, there's nobody more motivated, committed, all the words that you want from your captain, not somebody who immediately after has had a shit season gets on the boat to fucking Greece and goes and punches up a policeman, man, and then scores a goal against fucking Albania, cups his ears like he's just won the bloody World Cup. Guy's in Egypt, man. So definitely would like to see CR7 giving the armband. But you know what? This is another thing that pisses me off about Solskjaer. He's not going to do that, is he? He's not going to do that. He's not going to do it. He won't do it. There's no way. He should do it because Maguire's not a good leader or captain for us, but he won't. Yeah, Keane came from that fighting Irish background. Spot on, Boise. Oh, yeah, he was a tough dude, old Keano, wasn't he? I reckon Harry Redknapp could do a better job than Solskjaer, says Tom Thompson. Well, Harry Redknapp was a good coach, good manager. But he's a little bit of a dinosaur, isn't he? He's been out of the game a little bit while now. But, Harry Redknapp's got a great record, great history in the game at least. But I don't know about that. What do you think, Ollie out? Who will be the next coach, says Akhil Felix. Right, okay, so for me, Akhil, I personally think that they probably will go with Ten Hag or maybe Rangnick, maybe possibly in an interim role if Solskjaer is sacked, because it's understood that Ralph would maybe be consideration taking the job in a short-term capacity as an interim with the idea of going into some sort of like leadership role or a technical role within the club afterwards. So they might do that in the short term and then try and appoint somebody else down the road in the future. That's if Solskjaer's sacked soon and he's had a gash time. It's really hard to say. My wants and needs, what I want from the club is for us to play attacking football, to have somebody who's a big character, who can attract the big names and who has a winner's record of winning big trophies. Things like the major domestic leagues and also the Champions League, etc. So that's why I want Zinedine Zidane. So Zinedine Zidane is the one that I want. I don't think he's the most realistic. If you look at the odds makers, I think Brendan Rodgers is the most realistic right now. Ten Hag is quite realistic. But for me, I don't really want those guys. I want somebody who's been it and done it at a top club and has that sort of record that, you would want, a winning record, winning trophies. And we're going for somebody who just won something in Norway with Molde and got relegated with Cardiff. You don't want to go with somebody else who's not got really a winner's record in trophies. You've got to go with somebody that's won some stuff. Now, Ollie could ruin this club, says Christopher Tolley. Totally disagree, Christopher Tolley. Ollie will not ruin this club at all. Ollie's helped this club massively, Christopher Tolley. Even if he gets sacked tomorrow, even if he loses against Watford, Villarreal and Chelsea and gets sacked, he would have still helped this club in a lot of ways. He would have still got rid of a lot of the shit players, and he still signed a lot of great players and some really great young players for the future. He discovered essentially Mason Greenwood. Aaron Wan-Bissaka obviously was a signing by him who's going to be a very good player in the future. Luke Shaw's had a turnaround, not recently, but a turnaround under him. Lots of players have improved and got better since Ollie's been here. So I actually think that he's left the club in a good position for whoever takes over. I just don't think he is now the man to take us to the trophies. I think he's done a good job to a point, but now if we want to get those trophies, somebody else has to come in. But actually, even if Ollie fails next few games and gets sacked, he would have actually left this club in a better position than it was when he took over. I humbly believe that. I think he's got a good set of players, and there's a couple of bad apples still at the club, but nowhere near as many as there used to be. So I kind of think, and also he did get third and second, and considering where United were when he took over after Jose, and that isn't a bad achievement. It's just this year really has gone down the shitter, So I don't think Solskjaer's done a terrible thing at United. I just think he's tried and he's failed, and Yeah, that's fair as well, Star-Lord. He says Ollie is at fault for Maguire being captain, not Maguire. That is a fucking great point, isn't it? You're so spot on. That's it. If he had the cojones, he would strip Maguire of the captaincy. And it's the right thing to do. It honestly is the right thing to do. To be fair, the right thing to do is just to drop him from the team altogether for a spell or a period of time. Just simply based on the form that he's shown in the first team. So when he's played every single game this year, he's looked ropey and he's made big errors and he's almost cost us, and he has cost us in a lot of games. And that's our captain, and it's unacceptable, and he's not representing the club well, he's not solid. Just even if he wasn't captain, if he's just anybody else, I think they should be dropped based on form. Because as a centre-back, he's not performing his job well. Varane's made him look bang average this season. Without Varane, we've looked really poor, really. He has been what sort of held us together, in all honesty. And then anytime he's not in there, Maguire's melted. Anytime Varane is in there, Maguire, Varane's having a mop up for Slabby. Slabby is really overrated, in my opinion. He's really overrated. Yeah, he's good against the bang average sides. You've seen him crumble in the big games for us. You've seen him crumble all season for us. And, so for that reason, I wouldn't have him as captain. But you're spot on what you say, though, Star-Lord. It's down to Ollie. Ollie's the man that gave him the captaincy, and Ollie's the man that can take it away, and he can drop him from the first team. He doesn't have to play him. There's no obligation to play him just because he cost £80 million. Maybe that's what it is, just because he's on big money, and just because he cost a lot, and just because he has the armband, he's like, well, I have to play him. You don't have to play him. You can drop him. You can strip the captaincy from him. You don't have to play him. He's just a big square-headed Phil Jones Mark II in disguise. That's all he is. He's just a Phil Jones Mark II. Jonathan Gallagher getting in here raw with another €5 super chat, lad. Thank you so much. He says, De Gea for captain, one of few players I like and trust right now, unlike some of our current players who drop their heads when conceding a goal pig. Hey, Jonathan Gallagher, I respect that, man. I love this reaction at halftime going down the tunnel the other day, because it was all of us were just pissed off, and he's pissed off with the mess in front of him. And you're right. I mean, he's a better candidate for captain than Slabby Maguire. I personally don't like my captains being goalkeepers, though, just because I like them to be, a bit more advanced up the pitch, can marshal things and communicate slightly better with different players on the pitch, of course. So I don't usually like my goalkeeper to be a captain. That's the only reason I would say no on him. But then again, I mean, there's nobody that sort of encapsulates United over the last decade and has been better for Man United than David De Gea, to be fair. He is actually, a great great candidate. But yeah, Mr. Miyagi says no club will strip their captain. Well, we bloody should. We absolutely bloody should. I mean, he should have stripped him after that Mykonos incident. Gaming YT says we will get knocked out to Europa League with Ollie. Please don't say that, Gaming YT. Please don't say that, Gaming YT. I've got a cheeky little bet with Zayn Miassi on that one. Please don't say that, Gaming YT. S-Fan B comments, Mr. Pig, this is the best and most entertaining United fan channel. Get in there, my son. Mate, thank you so much, S-Fan B, for that, mate. I appreciate that, dude. I really do appreciate those words. Thank you so much. You're a don. You're an absolute don. Get in there. Dizzy Red Devil says, we'll always love Ollie for what he's done. We just need someone who can get us over the line. Respect Ollie. Absolutely. Hashtag, I like that comment, Dizzy Red Devil. Let's get a hashtag respect Ollie in the live chat, because regardless, I've said this a couple of times recently, but regardless of whether he's failed or he's succeeded, he's always tried and he loves the club. And for that, I respect him, because he's just tried out the sheer love of the club. He's not coming in here for the money, I don't think. Yeah, he's been paid handsomely to do it, rightfully so. But he's done it for the love of the club and the passion. And even if he fails, it would have still been a passion project for him, and he would have still tried his absolute best to get it to be a success. And that's all I really ask for from anybody taking this role, in all honesty, is them to just be passionate, to love United, and to try their absolute best. You know, okay, credentials and things like that are missing, and performances are missing. You can't just keep going on blindly. But ultimately, the guy's tried his absolute best. Let's get a hashtag respect Ollie in the live chat. I like that. I'm not seeing any. Yes, Seth freaking Ronnie says, without Maguire, United's defence looks shaky. Sorry, I think you've messed that up. I think you mean with Maguire, United's defence looks shaky. I think we look better without that twat in there, personally. I think you mean without Varane, United's defence looks shaky. I have to remind you, go back and watch. I'm not exaggerating. He's made one cataclysmic error in every single game for us this season, that human slab. Hey, what's up, Timothy Young? Spain was good, my friend. Spain was good, but I have to isolate for 10 days now because I got a fucking text message from the NHS, dude, saying that I've been in contact with somebody with the vid. It's a nightmare. So somebody on the plane's obviously tested for it, and they've had it. I know it was Albania and San Marino, but 2 goals, can't complain, says JW92. What? Are you joking? Mate, I could complain. I could complain all fucking day long, especially after how he's celebrating and going about it. Mate, we're playing fucking minnows, JW92. What the hell? It literally means nothing to me. He's literally not doing it for United. He's been terrible every single game, and he goes and performs. It's not against Brazil. It's not against Spain or Italy. He's not done it against them. He's done it against fucking San Marino. Matey boy in goal's got to go back to fucking working at McDonald's in the morning. Centre back he's up against got to go pushing pens in the fucking bank. I mean, you really think that that's impressive? That a guy who's on 160k a week scores a header against San Marino or Albania? Nah, he's a useless mount for United. That's all I care about. Do it for England all you want. Do it for England all you want. I don't care. It's all about doing it for United is what I care about, and he doesn't. So he hasn't got my respect at all. Anthony Evans says, Maguire needs a good partner. He is a good defender still. He needs a good partner. We've been saying that for a long time, though. We got him Raphael Varane, and guess what? As soon as Raphael Varane's on the side, Raphael Varane looks like the solid one, and Maguire looks like the shit one, and that's got me saying, oh, Varane needs a new fucking partner. That's the problem. It's like, I'm sorry to say, but he's been shit for United this year. Carpenter Striker says S-Fan B. San Marino Pub FC says broken Gazamania. Precisely. There you go, my friend. I mean, it's not impressive to get the business done against them, I'm sorry to say. Anyway, there's 100 of you legends in here. We're nearly at 100 likes. If you haven't hit the like button yet, smash the thumbs up button. We're going to do these regular United news videos. As this is a Manchester United fan channel, we've had a few days break, but we're back at it now. We'll be giving you all the latest news and goings on over the course of the rest of the international break, and in build-up, we'll be having a preview, etc. for the Watford game and all the rest of it. I've got some more content coming tomorrow. So, yeah, we've got plenty of stuff happening. Get involved. Hit that subscribe button if it's your first time here as well. But anyway, that just annoyed me. You know, Snabby Maguire, he is the highest scoring defender in England's history. And he just doesn't deserve to be. I'm sorry to say, he just doesn't deserve to be. He doesn't, you know, you look at that list and it's just a shocking... Look, I mean, he doesn't deserve to be on this list with, okay, fair enough, Gary Cahill's on there, you know, Phil Neal's on there, but, you know, the rest of it, he doesn't deserve to be on the list with any of these guys, to be fair. Yeah, he's the all-time leading scorer. It's actually preposterous. Man, he's so bang average for Man United, guys. I don't say this because I just want to have somebody to hate. I genuinely don't think he's anywhere near the standard we need. especially for a captain. So that's why I'm voicing my concerns, because I just want to make you realise that he's not good enough for us, guys. He's not good enough. I've watched him consistently hard. I've watched him like an eagle for the last 2 seasons. Last season he was better, but he was still nowhere near the standard that I'm looking for in a United centre-back. And this season, I'm sorry to say, he's been calamitous. He's been Phil Jonesy-esque. Might as well have played Phil Jones this season. Legit. Might as well have played Phil Jones. Palash Vadnir says, Piggy, why do we have to suffer this much? Oh, I think it's just life, mate. You have to remember the hard times, the losses. Those are what make the good times and the wins all that more sweet, man. United fans, we were so spoiled since, 92. We've been a dominant force. It had to drop off at some point, and we will be back. We will be back. It took Liverpool 30 years to win a freaking title, guys. 30 years to win a title. It took City billions and, all the rest of it to do it also. So, listen, we'll have our time again soon. I just think that we are in a period where we're struggling. It's been an awful, in terms of the ownership of the football club, that is a real bad hindrance to us. And now, we're just trying to make things fit. Eventually, you've got to keep twisting that Rubik's Cube around and trying different things before you get the side to be all orange. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to change things. And unfortunately, we're sticking a little bit too much with Solskjaer, and we're stagnating a little bit now. We did it with the previous managers as well. We've not gone for the right people, and it's proving itself to be a bit of a shit season again. We're almost out of the hunt for the title already. Very close to being. Bigot says, would you share a pint with Maguire? Would I share a pint with Maguire? I mean, yeah, I would. And I'd tell him he's a big human slab who should not be Man United's captain. Zamiassi, get in there, you Don, with a $8.99 super sticker. Thank you so much, Zamiassi, for getting in here with an $8.99 one, you Don. It says thank you. Thank me, thank you, Zamiassi. Let's get some super chat emojis in there for Zamiassi. Appreciate that one, dude. Thank you so much. What you're thanking us for, Zane, it always makes me uncomfortable when you're thanking us. But appreciate you saying, get in there, you Don. I would rather play Axel Twanzebe over Harry Maguire, says Charlie Anthony. Yeah, me too at this moment in time. Also, I'm not even joking either. I genuinely would. I think, just look at the form. That's all I have to go on, guys. That's all I have to go on. Slamming Maguire's fucking useless for United. He's good for England against minnows, and that's fucking it. Put a captain's armband and watch his bollocks shrink. Put him... the guy's useless. He drowns out there. He literally drowns. He needs those big kiddie orange swimming armbands on him instead, with fucking captain written on in crayon, this guy. That's what he really deserves, because that's how he plays. He plays like a bloody schoolboy out there for us for this season for United. I just can't have it. I can't have it. This is what really pisses me off. Stuff like this. If you just joined us, look at this. Daisy Maguire, his sister, liking this post. Roy Keane for his country versus Harry Maguire for his country. Piss off! It's unbelievable, isn't it, to even compare them. Roy Keane was an absolute legend of the game. And for Man United, and a true captain, Maguire's been short of that by a considerable distance. Man. Anyway, right, okay, I've got a bit more news to get into. Hey there, Vincent, but how you doing, boss? Good to see you. I've got a bit more news to get into, so yeah. So Manchester United are also close to finalising the deals of a new fan share scheme. The club and Must are at an advanced stage of talks about the initiative. So a little bit more information on that. So the Glazers, this is all just for show. This is all for show. This isn't the German 50+1 model or anything. No, this is all just for show. It's a tiny little piece. The fans can have a tiny little say. But discussions have been underway for several months with the United Supporters Trust about the proposed scheme. In a statement on Monday, the club said we're in advanced talks with Must about a fan share scheme which would open a path for fans to build over time a meaningful ownership stake in Manchester United. This would give fans a strong collective voice within our ownership structure and help cement a new spirit of long-term partnership between fans and the club. Sounds great, doesn't it? But we need to know more. He says there are significant and legal regulatory complexities being worked through together with Must and expert advisors. As well as making progress on the fan share scheme, we're also creating a fans advisory board as a new channel for board-level dialogue with supporters, and this is close to launch. The share scheme and advisory board were proposed by Joel Glazer, Manchester United co-chairman, in a meeting with the Fans Club Forum last June, when he expressed hope they would reset the relationship with the supporters and strengthen the club as a whole. So remember, the only reason they're even doing this is because they tried to take us into the Super League and flush our history down the shitter. That is, you have to remember that, guys. So, as a whole, It doesn't impress me much. Plus, I don't know anything about it at this moment in time. It says the proposed share scheme would involve a new class of fan shares, each with the same high vote rights as the B shares held by the Glazer family, which sounds good. But how many shares do we get, and how powerful, how big is the actual vote, and how much influence does it have? This is what I want to know, which it doesn't say anything about this moment in time. Listen, I'm sure we'll find out more about that. But to me, it's all just promises and just, papering over the cracks and just BS, really. They might give out some fan shares. It's probably another good way for them to generate some fucking cash as well. Get some, fans, another way of them invested in the club. So, yeah. It doesn't impress me much, but I guess it's a step in the right direction. It's a step in the right direction. But these guys, #Glazers out. They're just complete parasites, and this doesn't change anything. They still try to drag us into a Super League. Fewer updates on the squad now, guys. So Henderson Cavani is expected to return to action for the busy Christmas period if recovery goes to plan. So he did obviously have some pain, and he missed out on the game against Man City before the international break, didn't he? Because he had a tendon issue. But there's some videos of him like recuperating and rehabilitating and getting better. But he was in a bit of pain. Hopefully, he's going to be back soon. Cavani wanted to be part of United squad, so probably just wanted to try at the start of the season. But ultimately, when the games are coming thick and fast, it's going to have a knock-on effect. If the injury is affecting your output, maybe it's the right thing to take a step back and try and remedy it. So he's had a little break now. Hopefully, with this treatment, he'll be fully fit and ready to come back for the busy Christmas fixture period. So we've got to hope for Edinson Cavani coming back, because what I say about him is, you can question the heart and you can question the determination and the characters of a lot of the players in the team this season. You can't question Eddie. He's not played anywhere near as much as we'd have liked, but when he has played, he's always been the same Eddie Cavani. It's like I thought we were getting some prima donna Radamel Falcao type when he first came in. Couldn't have been more wrong. The guy was committed. The guy's been a great player for us. He's encapsulated everything that a United player should. He's never moaned. He's always got on with it. He's done whatever job or whatever role selflessly for the team that's been asked of him. He's also not caused any problems. We had Ronaldo come in. He could have kicked up a fuss. He could have gone, right, I'm going back to wherever. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm not going to play. He could have refused to give up his shirt number. When asked to give up his shirt number, he's given up the 7. He's taken the 21. No dramas. Let's get some fucking love hearts in there and some El Matador emojis in there for Edinson. We can't wait to get this guy back in the team anyway, because we need him. Right. Also, Jesse Lingard, more links with him going in January. In fact, I'm gonna save the sort of transfer links and the transfer news for tomorrow's video, because we're gonna just do a video about all the different players that could potentially be leaving in Jan. Maybe one or two that I guess could be coming in. But Jesse Lingard, there are fresh links with him going in January as well. He's been in the wilderness. He might even go on a short-term loan. This is what one of the reports is, to maybe somewhere like West Ham again. Scott McTominay says he's recovered well from the illness which ruled him out of the game, the 2 Scotland World Cup qualifiers. He shared an update on his recovery via social media on Monday evening prior to Scotland's clash with Denmark, and as positive news for United, he just said, essentially, tough one to take not being available to help the boys this week through not being well, but I've recovered well and just want to wish the squad the best of luck for tonight. So McTominay will be back to full fitness. It seems pretty readily available for the game at the weekend. I don't want him to play, though, in all honesty. I don't mind Scott McTominay. We're talking about characters. I think he's got a good character, but is he good enough? Is he good enough to be United midfielder? No, not really. And that combination of him and McFred in the middle most of this season has been gash-tastic. So I don't really want to see Solskjaer playing him right now. Listen, what I want Solskjaer to do when we're coming up against teams like Watford and the lesser teams, I want us to go attacking with a 4-3-3. The 3-5-2 and all that, that's fine against some of these big away games and against the tough teams. Okay, fine. But in the big games, United have to play with an attacking style. If he reverts back to that 4-2-3-1 in the next game, I am done. He has to change it up with an attacking formation, either a 4-4-2, either a 4-3-3, or some variation of that. You don't have to play with the same gash formation. And if he does that, he can give opportunities to players like Donny van de Beek. Donny van de Beek needs a chance. And in a 4-4-3, you could get Donny in there. So I don't see why Solskjaer doesn't shuffle the pack a little bit, make these changes. Scott McTominay does not really need a place in the side right now, as far as I'm concerned. He's okay. He's good. He's inconsistent. One week he's good. Next week he's bang average. It's not good enough for me. I'm looking for somebody who can go in there and do it week to week. And you know what? We've got players who haven't even been given a true chance in the side to see if they can do that yet in Donny van de Beek. So, #free Donny, lads and lasses. But just wanted to give you the update on Scott McTominay there anyway. Also, it's understood, this is reported by the Telegraph, that Dean Henderson will look to leave United at the end of the season if he does not play more often. So we've talked about that, we've thought about that. Maybe we've kept him because it's a COVID year and we were worried about De Gea going down and missing our key goalkeeper for a few games. That's true, but really all we've done is stagnate Dean Henderson's career massively here. So it wouldn't surprise me if that is to be the case. So, if you're just joining us, guys, that is the latest. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer back at training today after coming back from Norway. He's expected to be in charge for the trip to Vicarage Road against Watford, of course, on Saturday. Despite all this massive amount of pressure that's on him and the fact that there's links to other managers and maybe he would be sacked off soon, like, he's still here and he's still going to be in charge. So, we'll see how he does in those few games that he's got coming up after the break. Also, Zinedine Zidane appointment endorsed as Glazers contemplate managerial change. So Zinedine Zidane has been tipped to go after, the United have been tipped to go after Zinedine Zidane as the Glazers consider sacking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. This is reported by the Express. How they know this is just absolute bollocks, to be fair. But that is one of the latest news reports. Anyway, there are still links with Zidane. There's reports to say that Zidane is high up on United's list. There's also reports to say that Brendan Rodgers is the favourite, that Ten Hag is most of interest. Rio Ferdinand passed his verdict and said that he thinks Eric Ten Hag would be the ideal fit for Man United. Also, in other news, Harry Maguire has become the all-time leading goal-scoring defender for England. Get in there, Harry Maguire. Now piss off and do it for United, for fuck's sake. Honestly, it's a shambles, isn't it? Doing it against San Marino and Albania. Who cares? Right, let's get into the live chat, guys. I'm going to do a Q&A now, so have your say. Get yourself involved. Do smash the thumbs up button on the video if you haven't done. Hit the like on it. Give it a share on social media. Help us out. Subscribe if you're new. We're on our way to 50,000 subscribers. Make sure you hit that sub button and get yourself involved with this community of legends. So Q&A time. Get your thoughts in now. I'm going to have some rapid fire with you legends in the live chat. Get your thoughts and opinions in about anything we've discussed in this vid. Starting from now. Hashtag free Donny, says Stefan Harringtonio. Spot on. Give him a chance. What does he have to do? Does he have to get up in the morning and make Solskjaer eggs Benedict every single day in order to get a fucking chance of the team? What's going on? Are there players such as McFred who like bring a shiny apple every single morning and just suck up to Ollie every single training session? Because I don't understand why Donny doesn't get a chance. You would take a slabby swap with Andreas Christensen, says Charlie Anthony. I'd take a slabby swap with fucking Hans Christian Andersen. Or anybody, mate. Anybody. Sean Brown says Poch, Zidane or Van Tar, or Ten Hag, however you spell it. Yeah, Sean Brown. Exactly one of those. Poch. I'm not so sure about Poch myself, just because I'm looking for that true winner's mentality, somebody that's actually won a lot of trophies, and he's not the man. He has built good teams, and yeah, even if he wins stuff at PSG, that's a farmers' league. You can't count that. Lucky the fans didn't get rid of Sir Alex after he won nothing after 3 years, says Craig Davies. You're spot on, man. Finished 11th in his third season in charge of the club while Liverpool won the title. 11th. And they stuck with him, but listen, they are slightly different. I mean, I would liken Alex Ferguson at the time to a young Jose Mourinho after winning maybe the Champions League with Porto. That's the sort of manager you're given a chance to, right? Whereas Solskjaer, he's not got that history, sadly. Fergie won stuff with Aberdeen. He won the Scottish League with Aberdeen, wrestled it away from Celtic and Rangers for the first time in bloody decades, I think. And he also won the UEFA Cup with Aberdeen, which is just an incredible achievement. So there's different levels, though. There are different levels. There's different time that is awarded to you for your history, which I think is fair. Vincent said, Pig, which would sink a ship quicker, Maguire or C4? Which would sink a ship quicker, Maguire or C4? Well, if you fired Maguire at the ship with enough velocity, I would say Slabby Maguire would. He throws gum around, says Jonathan Gallagher. One player in January. Who you signing, says Matty Blue Eyes? Well, it would have to be a central defensive midfielder for me, because that would unlock us the ability to do a proper 4-3-3. We've got the players for it. If we had a true central defensive midfield boss, then we could do that. So I would just go all out on somebody like Wilfred Ndidi, Dennis Zakaria, somebody like that. Somebody who's got that quality, who's a bit, rangy with their running abilities, athletic, can cover the ground, but is strong and helps out in defensive plays and all that sort of stuff as well. So I'd go with one of those sorts of defensive midfielders, like a tall, athletic, good passing, but defensive-minded player. Somebody like that Kessie's a good shout as well. Jonathan Gunnar, another box-to-box beast. Mr. Pig, will you miss Maguire after he's gone, says Seth freaking Wallens. I won't fit him, and I won't miss him, no. He's not a good fit for Manchester United. He doesn't lead this club well. I won't miss him at all. I mean, look, he still, I suppose, can turn it around at United. Maybe this is just a really, truly awful spell that he's been on. And when he comes back, he's going to be great. But I very much doubt that. Maguire would sink, says Batman Knight fan. Throwaway says, would you rather have what would you rather have, Piggy? A new board, a new manager, or an entirely new squad? A new board, in all honesty, or new owners, sorry. A new owners / board. That is the worst thing about this club. STP Mitchell says, don't forget Ollie won it with Molde. I know it's a dead league, but they was never expected to win the league, and Ollie goes and wins it. Yeah, fair one, STP Mitchell, but how much really help did he have? I mean, he's only going to Solskjaer end of the day. He can make a lot of calls and get a lot of decent players in a short spell to help out. I'm just saying, I don't know. I wasn't following it at the time. I know he won it, but it's kind of like, well, is it all that impressive? Is it all that impressive to do? It's like Steven Gerrard getting the Scottish League done with Rangers. It is good. It's a good achievement. You know, Celtic won it 9 years in a row. Gerrard comes along, gets them to do the Invincibles, doesn't he? And they win the league. You know, you've got to say he's done a good job there. Doesn't mean jack shit, though, in the Premier League. Gerrard's going to be found out managing at Aston Villa, in my opinion. You know, he's just going to be the managerial equivalent of himself as a player. A complete slippy G bottle job who ain't ever going to win the Prem. That's kind of how I feel about him. I mean, yeah. You know, he has done well there. He has shown to be a good coach, but there's levels to this game. Like, I'm just waiting for this Steven Gerrard debacle to take place now in the Premier League. And you know, I might be wrong. Maybe he's going to go and be a great coach, but it's totally different to do it in Scotland and then do it over it. Look at Brendan Rodgers. Fucking look at Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers did the Invincibles with Celtic in Scotland. Couldn't stop fucking winning. He's still leaving for a club that's not in the Champions League, that's not winning titles though, because it's not a big league. It's not a hard league to win really, especially if you are a good coach with the best team or one of the best teams. Like, you're expected to do that. But over here, Brendan Rodgers, you know, yeah, he's okay for Leicester. He's done well with them. They've got a style. They finished 5th a couple of times. You know, they won an FA Cup. You know, he's done okay. But it's like, it's not the same level of success. It's not anywhere. You can't say just because he's capable of winning the Scottish League, he's capable of doing it over in the Prem. It doesn't work like that. It's so much more difficult to do. You know, these guys are going to play St Mirren and fucking Dundee and Kilmarnock and all these teams every single fucking week. You know, if they don't batter them, I mean, Brendan Rodgers could put himself at fucking centre half and still win the fucking games. And I'm not even joking. He actually could. So, you know, it's not hard. Yeah, Ryan Martin says winning the league in Norway isn't anything to shout about. It's a good achievement because, especially, I think it was like a long time since they won it, right? Or since anybody else had won it. There's a lot of other teams, you know, Kaiserslautern or fucking Viking, or, you know, I don't know. But it was a while since Molde won it. I know that much. Or maybe it was the first time they ever won it, actually. Like, it was a good achievement for them. But again, it's the Norwegian League. And he is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Like, he's got a big influence. And, you know, didn't he have Erling Haaland playing for him and stuff like that? Didn't he have Erling Haaland as well? Like, I'm just saying, like, if he's got really good players there, and he could probably get good players because of his contacts, because he is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, probably the most famous Norwegian footballer ever. Like, it's just a bit easier for him to do that. It's like Lampard at fucking Derby, or, you know, where you get these bloody loan players on the go, you know. You get Tammy Abraham on loan, and, you know, there's a little bit of stuff going on there. Thank you, KK, says Flying Pig United for life. Thank you so much, dude. Glazers making 19 clubs happy. We need new owners. Spot on, Batman Night fan. Hey, what's going on there? Mustache says Piggy's in Mallorca. The whole of Spain is terrified. I was actually in Malaga. And, yeah. But thank you very much, Mustache, for the win, mate. How you doing? Get in there. Good to see you. United fans need to stop whining and complaining, says Mickey L. Well, you know, the thing is with United fans is we expect a certain level because of what the club represents, because of the support of the club. It's a truly global club with hundreds of millions of fans around the world who put a lot into the club, and we deserve a certain expectation level. So that's why we moan. And it's based on history and based on achievements and traditions and the fact that we should be a winning club. So, listen, we deserve the right to moan because we're not where we should be. We should be up there at the, you know, eating the most posh foods at the upper echelon table here, dining at the Champions League table, you know, or dining at the Premier League title table, but we're not, and we haven't been since 2013. So that's what we're all pissed off about. We got the right to fucking moan about it as well. Anyway, Kaiserslautern, a German, says, Stefan, who did I mean? I meant that other one with a K in Norway. What's the name? I forget. Anyway, you know the one. Karlsruhe, is it? Karlsruhe? Oh, I forget. Anyway, he brought Holland. No one knew him before Ollie got hold of him, says STP. He bought Holland. No one knew him before Ollie got hold of him. He bought Haaland. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. But because, the connections and everything, it does make a big difference. He had Erling Haaland in that team. So, yeah, Haaland was there. Ollie used his connections to get Norway Galacticos. That's what I'm talking about, Eddie O2. It's easy to do when you're Ollie Gunner. It really is. Hey, you know that lad, Haaland? He's fantastic. Can we get him in? The holiday was good, thank you, Musty, for the win. But if you didn't hear earlier, or if you just got in here, I've got a pinged text message from the NHS Test and Trace. Identified me as someone who's been in contact recently and tested positive for COVID-19. You must now stay at home and self-isolate for 10 days. Oh! So that's what's happened. So yeah, give me a gash holiday, really. We're not moaning, we're concerned, says Malps, precisely. And I am sort of moaning, actually, but it is because of, you're right, the concern, that's what we're moaning about. You're right, we've got a right to voice our opinions as fans. We're much more passionate and have a much more love for this football club than our poxy owners do. They only care about the bloody cash. If we're not going to say it, nobody will. Vincent says, brass is class, and now we found out that the brass is not brass, but copper. Fair enough, Vincent. Can't wait to face you in the cup. Ollie will make you lose more than 4-0 next time, says, come on, you Dons. Oh, piss off. Mate, MK Dons, oh no, what a terrible game that was. Please don't remind me of that game. That was one of the, that was the worst looking United performance. And we just got battered by MK Dons. 4-0, it's mad. Fair enough. MKK 2010 says, whoever we can get. Now you dining at KFC every week, says Stefan. Yeah, that's it. Takeaways coming in, mate. That's all I can get. Honestly, no managerial player is going to take Man United to the glory days with the current environment of United. Something about the club is rotten to the core. TK, yeah, fair one. The owners are a disgrace. And the owners just need a yes-man puppet in there as well to just do what they want. And sadly, we need somebody in there who's like, no, I want to do the things my way or the highway. And that's it. And you've got to give me that freedom. So they're not going to give anybody those freedoms. They're not going to get a manager like that. So it's really the owners that are the biggest shithouse problem at this club. Sean Brown says, do you think this is the beginning of another big team just slowly getting shit like Notts Forest? I don't, personally. You look, it does happen to even some of the biggest clubs. Think about Newcastle were big a while ago. They were finished second. They had Shearer and all the rest of those teams. They got relegated multiple times to the Championship. But now obviously they've got new owners. But then Blackburn Rovers fucking won the Premier League in the mid-90s with Shearer and Sutton, and then look at them now. Venky's brought them, that Indian chicken group. Venky's bought them and then just completely ran them into the shitter. They had Steve Keane in charge, didn't they? Who just fucking had an absolute mare, got them relegated, and then they've never been able to come back or bounce back since. So yeah, in all honesty, those that can happen. But Man United is just too big of a club, mate. It's definitely too big. Leeds United's another good example. They've been down and out before, after being league champions many times in the 50s and in the past and all the rest of it. So it can happen to any club. But I do think United's just a different sort of Goliath animal, really. It's never really going to happen to that extent at United because it's just got insane support and fan base and the best fans in the world. And the most fans in the world in a lot of ways as well, just in terms of sheer numbers. Wiggy says, send me that notification, Piggy. I need the time off work. I will forward it to you if you want. No, I'm joking. Pig think it's time to say goodbye to Pogba also. Sean B, me too. He's injured. He'll probably be going in Jan or then the summer, I'd imagine. You was Wage right. I can't have Brendan Rodgers. Me too. I feel the same way, STB Mitchell. There's no way we're getting Ten Hag as Zidane. This is classic Arnold in his PR spin. Perfectly timed. Glazers out. Woodman and Arnold out. Get in there, Shemi Koreshi. I respect that, sir. Yeah, I probably agree with you also. Losing to Liverpool in such a manner was a sackable offence, says Stefan. Ollie needs to consult LVG's clipboard. Newcastle sold their souls, says 91 Vance. Yes, indeed. The man in charge of the Premier League has resigned due to the backfire of the sale of Newcastle United, says Vincent. Well, yeah, well, that's it. It's all for money. The Premier League has sold their soul many times over before that sale of that football club. The Glazers is a fine example of that. Just to allow a club to be bought with I think it was all debt money, the money that they have obviously got the capital for, but it's debt, which lumbers the club with a lot of interest payments, etc. Just to allow that to happen to a club like United, and put them in a position where it might have not been as sustainable as they thought, I think was an absolute disgrace. Like, it's only United being successful on the pitch that kept us afloat during a tough period, really, after Fergie left. Like, when Fergie was still here, after the Glazers came in, after previous owners left. Fergie's successful on the pitch. That's what really kept us going. And, we sold Ronaldo for a huge amount of money. And if not for all that, then maybe we'd have fucking shat it with some of those interest payments. So I think it was a bit of a risk. They shouldn't have allowed it. The Premier League's rotten to the core. It's all about money. It's all about corruption. That's humans for you. That's humanity for you. I wish it was different. I wish people weren't such greedy bastards. But they are. And that's why you can get people taking advantage of millions of people, which is what this is, because we are, as a fan base, millions strong around the world, and we love a club. We love the football club. But the owners just see it as a big cash cow. What's up there, Gandhi? Oh, nice one, Wiggy. 1,200 followers on Instagram. Just followed us on deleted Twitter. Thank you, Wiggy. Nice one, mate. Yeah, give us a follow up on Instagram. It's Flying Pig United. Or on Twitter and Facebook is Flying Pig United as well. Go and check us out. Thank you, Eddie O2. He says, hit the like, guys. Yes, Lantern Lasses. Smash that thumbs up button on the video if you have not done so. We're going to be doing these videos regularly. So I know we've been a little bit out of it the last few days where I've been away. But we definitely will be doing these daily and regular and back to it now. And also FIFA streams tonight. We're going to do a Manchester United career mode at 10 p.m. Obviously, there are some international games on, so I'm not going to start it during those. I think they're all done about 10 or 9:45-ish. So I'm going to do a 10 p.m. career mode stream later tonight, guys. 21 Nick P, it's going to be 10 p.m. now, and it's going to be career mode. Yeah, Tuesday night career mode. So you probably see us get sacked. If the Premier sold their soul, where does that leave us? Seems like the writing's already on the wall. This is only going to get worse because the Premier League allows it. Precisely, Shamir, yes. Well, it leaves us in the situation where the Premier League allowed this sale to happen and sold United's soul away from out underneath the fans. That's what it's left us in. It's no different from the day they came in. That's why a lot of people went over and started, FC United of Manchester, because they were just disparaged by the way the club was run and the fact that, the globalization, the Americanization of the club, etc. That's what it was about. So it's unfortunately, until they're gone, there's nothing we can really do about it. Career mode's not dead, Stephen Carr. That's coming back tonight, sir. Maybe United need Diego Simeone, says Ahmad Putra. Don Pig coming out tonight, says 21 Nick P. Get in, Stephen Carr. Fred plays very good with Brazil, but not with United. Seth Rollins, same as like Pogba with France. I don't know what it is. Maybe they have got good players around them. Brazil and France are obviously one of some of the best teams in the world. Maybe they're just not asked to do anything that they can't do for those clubs. I do think that Solskjaer asks too much of Fred. And Pogba as well, sometimes playing him in that midfield too. Pogba's not a defensive-minded player. And if he's going to play that role, he needs somebody like a proper defensive-minded beast like a Kante next to him. Poor Allegri, says Anthony Evelyn. Actually, more effort in it ain't the players, it's Ollie. Shamir Qureshi said, now we've got to fight the Glazers and the FA/Prem. Absolutely. So, I don't know if you signed it, but I signed a petition, which was the 50+1 petition a while ago. I think there was over 100,000 signatures on it. But, we've got to keep going and keep knocking on the door, because essentially you have to try and get the government to make some changes. Really, the government, post-Brexit, the government should be looking to safeguard the industries within this country even more so, and not allow just like, a European Super League to take place and destroy our product of the Premier League, where we generate hundreds of millions of billions of pounds every single year of interest and money coming in from people around the world watching. They should be safeguarding and protecting this industry more so now than ever after Brexit, right? So, in my opinion, that's what we should do. The government, they should make it mandatory for us to have a 50+1 fan ownership, like they do in Germany. That should be a mandatory thing. And the only way that's going to happen is if all the fans around the country, every single fan from every single club, doesn't shut up about it and signs these petitions and makes it known and contacts your local MP and writes the letter to the MP and all the rest of it. That's the only way I think anything's ever going to be done about it. And even then, it's all down to money. It's all down to corruption. It depends who's greasing whose fucking palms at the top. And that's the sad reality of it. All right. Anyway, Stefan says, can you imagine being fired up by Ollie before a match? Answer, no. Not really. I'm going to be honest, but you never know. Come on, lads. Go out there, play absolutely fantastic. No doubt Zidane would get Pogba playing his best. Maybe, Drew, but Pogba is, let's be honest, a complete prima donna and only does it when he really wants. So maybe Zidane would be able to, but I would have thought that the same about, Jose or, I don't know. After Super League, yes, exactly. FC United tickets, quite cheap, enjoyable football, I've heard as well. Go and support them. There you go, Shamir Qureshi, absolutely. Glazers out, Corking, Salmon in Ahmad Putra, Sefri Kimronis as Glazers United's owner since 2006. Well, yeah, if you've had enough of Manchester United and you don't want to watch United anymore, then there is another team there in Manchester who will gladly take you. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap this video up then. There's the latest United news. Thank you, everyone, for getting in here with the Q&A and everything. So, you know, United still have Solskjaer at the wheel. We've got Watford coming up at the weekend. We're going to have some more content coming tomorrow. We'll be getting into the latest transfer stuff for January, etc. Thank you, Aaron Walker. Hey, Johnny, what's my prediction for the game against Watford? I'm going 3-0 to United. Surely we batter up Ranieri's Watford. Surely. If we don't, then it's time for the sacking. Take it easy, Wiggy. Thank you, Stefan. Ishmael Abdallah as well. Much love. Some information about Ollie. He's still in charge. Ishmael, Zidane, Ten Hag, Brendan Rodgers, all linked up, all lined up. Well, not lined up, but they're all linked to the job. We don't know. We don't know. If Solskjaer gets sacked because of performances over the next few games, then it's likely that one of those guys will come in. Dizzy Red Devil, thank you so much, dude. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, Eddie. Jason, Stefan, I'm going to go do a COVID test now, guys, because I was just waiting for it to turn up, my day 2 test after being on holiday, and I think it has. And now I've got a bloody message that says, you know, obviously, I've got to self-isolate, so I'm going to go test myself. Hopefully I don't have the bloody vid, guys. I did test myself yesterday, but technically, I don't know if that would show up. If I maybe got it from somebody on the plane, I don't think it would technically show up in, I don't know. Anyway, fuck it. Hopefully not. Right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thank you, Stefan, STP Mitchell, Wiggy, Aaron, Homeyard, your legend, Eddie O2, Seth freaking Rise, Musty for the win, Shamir, Stefan, Dizzy, STP, everybody as well. Thanks for watching. Do hit the like before you go. It's free to do. Make sure you subscribe. Come back later on for the latest goings on as well. If there's any breaking news, then we'll bring it you on this channel in regards to United. So make sure you click that little bell icon so you do get a notification when we post and when we go live. So click the little bell. Also, check out the website, unitedflyinghigh.com, for your latest United news and updates. And follow us on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Give us a cheeky little follow over there. And just thanks everyone for watching. And I actually feel I'm getting a bit of a cold now as well. Shit. That is not good. I hope I've not got the vid, lads and lasses. Let's hope not. I am double vaxxed or whatever, but it's just a fucking pain in the arse, isn't it? Ah, right. Yeah, hope it's negative. Thank you, Dizzy. Right, bye, guys. Have a good one. Thanks to all the channel members, all the legends who've got in here as well, all the guys in green with the badges. Thanks for supporting the show. Thanks to all the moderators. Thanks to everybody else, the commenters, and everybody, all the viewers that have got in here. I really appreciate it. Leave the like before you go. Smash the subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy, lads and lasses. Thank you for watching. This is the Pig. I'm out of here. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Bye.